All right, how's it going, you guys? Hopefully you can hear me okay. I am using a mic, and I will probably do a couple double checks here and there. But it seems like we should be good. As people come in, I'll take a look at the chat and make sure that we're doing okay. But here we are at Lightbox Expo, and we are with the Super Runny crew. I'm going to be doing a bit of a walk around just to kind of give you guys an idea of how the show feels and looks like. You have to excuse me in the fact that we are hand holding this stuff. I had a gimbal, but the gimbal died on me. So I'm going to hand hold it, and hopefully it won't be as disorienting. So just to give you first, we're going to start right here at the Kim Jung-gi booth. Obviously, Kim Jung-gi and Super Runny is a collaboration between all of us. And a lot of the artists from actually all over the world are here, from Korea to US, obviously, to even someone like Victor Kalvachev, who honestly is actually not here just yet, but he'll show up at some point. He's from, I believe, Bulgaria. And Eliza over here is going to be sitting down. She's doing some live drawing as well, too, a little bit here and there. You can see the camera setups. We can talk about this in details a little bit here and there, especially in terms of the logistics of the shows like this, how they're kind of like run and whatnot. This is my spot. So just some prints. Unfortunately, all the books had sold out for Dynamic Bibles, so we have no more books for me to sign at the moment. So I'm going to spend the day doing some live drawing, sketching, talking to people, whatnot. And if people are out there, can you guys give me a really quick sort of feedback? Can you guys hear me okay? Is it clear audio-wise? I'm sure there's a lot of background noise, but I hope that you can actually hear me through the mic, because I'm using one of those. So if you can hear me clearly, please inform me, because I just want to make sure that the audio is good, and if it's not, I don't want to use it. Great, thank you guys so much. So here we have Dong-ho Kim. Dong-ho-쌤, 인사만 해주세요. 인사만.
지금 라이브 stream이요?
하고 있어요.
안녕하세요. 저는 I'm 동호 Kim. I'm in Lightbox. Lightbox book signing.
Yeah. Character drawing book. 책을 좀 보여주세요.
네, 저희 이번에 This Year New Book 새로 출판한 북입니다. 그래서 캐릭터 드로잉.
This is news book.
Very easy reference. You. 그래서 간단한 이렇게 이론부터 디테일하게 들어갑니다. 그래서 아나토미, 얼스 아나토미. 그래서 네, 쉐입 디자인을 위해서 근육의 형태, 머스클 쉐입, very important.
Posing, yeah.
네, 네.
Yeah. Very nice.
네, 쉽게 설명하고 있습니다.
감사합니다.
네, 감사합니다. Have a nice day.
That was for Dong-ho Kim. That was his newest book, the character drawing. It had a lot of stuff. He was kind of mentioning the idea of doing some, shape design, form language, posing, costume. These are older books from space drawing, perspective stuff. So the trinity of education honestly goes from, the observational drawing that I do for dynamic sketching. It then goes into the perspective work that Dong-ho Kim does. And we also today have the Stonehouse Anatomy book. And we do have Stonehouse available for us today from Korea. Stonehouse 쌤, 인사만 해주세요. 해주세요.
저 영어
괜찮습니다. 한국말 해야 돼요.
네, 안녕하세요. 예, 한국의 스톤하우스 석가라고 합니다. 네, 잘 부탁합니다.
네, 감사합니다. So that was Stonehouse. He just wanted to say thank you for everything, for obviously showing up and watching live. He's here for the first time in the U.S. Second time, and obviously the first time with us together, all collaborating and sketching. But you guys want to see his book? Really amazing stuff. So right now, this is just the craziness of the show. And we're starting at this booth. We're going to walk around. I'm going to introduce other artists as well, too, because there's a lot of people here that I know. We do have Hyunjin Sim over there. Hyunjin Sim, 인사만 해주세요.
I'm 현진 김, 피터한의 친구입니다. 프렌드. 예, 반가워요.
My friend Hyunjin Sim.
나는데요.
Yeah. Is our U.S. manager, Lim, good friend. So let's head over here. Let's take a look at Olo Marker. So these guys have been in business for a couple years now. And I've been using their products, and you can kind of see their setup, all the stuff available. People test out the markers over here. So if you have not been to Lightbox Expo or conventions, this is kind of the feel, just how it kind of goes. A lot of busyness, a lot of noise, a lot of walking around, but a lot of cool people. Hey, John, would you mind saying a few words?
Hey.
So this is John Darlin. He runs Olo Marker. If you can maybe introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm John Darlin, the creator of Olo. And I've been selling markers for like 25 or 30 years. And what Olo is all about is creating something that artists said they wanted, fixing all the problems with alcohol-based markers that people said they wanted fixed. And we gave it our best shot and went to Japan, built a team, and made a new marker.
Yeah. Thanks, John. Appreciate that, man. We're going to keep walking around. We'll see you later. All right. We'll just kind of go up and down a couple aisles. I can't obviously show you every single individual, but we'll kind of pinpoint some maybe specific ones that are close to, you know, me as a friend and whatnot. So over here, we have Kathleen McAllister, and we also have Alex Constad. Kathleen, can you say a few words? Can you just introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, I'm Kathleen. I'm a visual development artist for animation, and I'm selling a book on how to draw plants.
Yeah, some really awesome work. Does a lot of Viz Dev stuff for animation, beautiful prints. Check out her stuff, Kathleen McAllister. And obviously a good friend of mine over there from Alex Constad. He's busy, you can see he does a lot of feedback, educational stuff, selling his book as well too. But great friends. Thanks, Kathleen. My awesome artist, Anda. We have Emerson Tong over here. This guy is a beast. I love his stuff. I've known this guy for a long time. His books have sold out, but he's got some great prints. If you guys ever get to see him in a live show one day, you got to support him. And his books should be available online. Emerson, would you mind saying a few things?
Sorry?
Could you say a few things about your book?
About Tank Head? Yeah, well, it's a passion project of mine. I've been working on this for like 10 years now. It's if you love mecha, this is the book for you. It's a love letter to the mecha genre. Yeah.
Just wanted to share that a little bit because that book is amazing. And Emerson is an awesome designer. And yeah, I always want to support him. Thanks, Emerson. Appreciate it, man. Let's keep walking. Let's take a look. What else we got? Danny Kim is not here today. He had some visa issues. So he was supposed to join us at New York Comic Con, and he wasn't able to make it out. So, you know, he normally would have come with us from New York to LA for Pasadena's Lightbox Expo, but unfortunately he wasn't able to come out for it. So we just have a few of the other artists hanging out, but over here looks like we got Design Studio Press, a lot of the concept art books. This is just the front end of the aisles. And look at that, actually Bobby Chu's right there, so we can just show him real quickly. These guys are always kind of walking around.
Big fan.
Hey, thanks. All right, so let's keep walking. We'll just go up and down the aisles a little bit. Now just see if there's anyone we can kind of quickly chat with. Let's see if Andy is here. So it looks like this is where Andy would have sat. But, you know, Andy does a lot of stuff with storyboarding. But it looks like he had to head out early, but people kind of sketch and draw on the tables when the empty tables are available. Got some more people. I'm going to see if we can find my good friend Griselda and Norm. But if you guys have questions, you're welcome to ask, because I can also just interact with you guys. This is just like maybe about a 45-minute, maybe we'll see if it's an hour or so, just to hang out, talk, just see what the show's like. Give you guys a feed of what the actual show can be like if you want to ever come. And it gives you an idea of the busyness and the craziness of it. This is Zach Retz, amazing designer, great painter, awesome stuff, great instructor as well too. People that I'm kind of pinpointing are individuals that you might want to look up, especially on the educational side and also on things like inspiration and whatnot. But as I said, any questions are welcome. So if you guys want to just talk about stuff too, I can talk while we're doing a live stream. We're probably not going to be able to have a chance to draw and sketch as much. Maybe we'll go back to the table and do the live stream later on. I do have a demo and a live talk at 2 p.m. So right now it's almost 11. Let's try to keep moving faster. Trying to see if any other names here. I'm not familiar with everyone, so I'm just trying to look for some interesting names too. Thule. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate that, Alex. I do have a few students that are also presenting, and we'll see if we can find them. Let's see. That's the first aisle. So Lightbox Expo is located here in Pasadena, California. It's been, I think this is the third annual show at this point. Started in 2019, and then obviously the COVID year shut it down and went online. And then it came back, I believe, the several years after that one. So I think actually this might be the third live show, and it's been online once. This is Crystal Kung's booth, and she's an amazing artist. I think she's also out at the moment. Sorry, kind of early in the morning. The actual show starts at 10 a.m. So right now it's 11 a.m. here in the U.S. in California. So the show only started an hour ago, and sometimes some of the artists are out doing talks, portfolio reviews, events, so they don't get to actually be present at the table until a little bit later. But yeah, I've been reading that some people have not been to some shows, but here we have some great artists. This is Grace Cum. This is Tenny. These are actually former students of mine, and they have amazing work. They work in vis dev and animation. Grace, can you say a couple words? Do you mind introducing yourself a little bit?
Oh, I'm not Grace. I'm her
sorry.
sister.
You look just like Grace.
I get that all the time.
I was so confused. Like, you look just like Grace. It's like, oh man, how did you recognize me?
Yeah.
That's so funny that you did. You too, absolutely. So where is Grace then?
Oh, she's coming a little later.
Oh, she is? Okay,
She's
okay.
working on some pigeons.
I see. Yeah, great. Okay, very cool. Yeah, I saw her present at some other shows recently too, but what was the other show she was at in this year?
The last time she's done a show was the first Lightbox.
Was it the first Lightbox?
She's done a few talks here.
Okay, so she's done a few talks here and there too, but Grace Cum is a great visual designer. Here's some of the work.
Nice. Very cool.
Very nice. Well, if she comes by, tell her I said hi. We'll try to come by again. Yeah, thank you. And this is Tenny. Tenny's also a great designer as well too. There's also that kind of situation where I've taught thousands and thousands of students, and sometimes faces kind of look the same to me. So, trying to recognize, I know names, but then I don't recognize faces all the time very well. A lot of my students are going to be also just names to me because I don't see them online. So it's always kind of mistake by, happy accident kind of stuff. So this is a Procreate booth. Procreate usually is the biggest sponsor here at Lightbox Expo. They go pretty far out in terms of like installation, display. You see all their hardware on the iPads. Students get to like test them out. This is Procreate coming all the way from Australia. Would you mind doing a quick introduction for Procreate? I'm doing a live stream right now on YouTube.
Of course.
If you don't mind introducing yourself, great.
Hey, what's up? This is Kyle Webster from Procreate. Hope you guys are having an awesome Lightbox. Peter, so nice to see you. Looking good, looking sharp. And we're here with Procreate Dreams 2 as a beta. So if you guys are into animation, check it out.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Kyle. But yeah, great stuff over here. You guys definitely want to come out one day to the show, seeing things like this in person, interacting with the people that actually run the business and actually design. You get to give them feedback, all that sort of stuff too. That helps because they actually take their feedback and really implement it. That's the great thing about Procreate. They listen to their actual customers. Thanks, man. All right, let's keep walking. Let's see what else we got here. Looking for any other names. Maybe we can spend a bit more time talking to somebody if we can. You know what's also happened, I think? I've gotten a little bit older. A lot of these young artists that are now at tables, I don't know who they are anymore. And I think that's going to keep happening as I continue to get older. And I'm sure some of you guys in the next generation, as you guys get established and maybe find your place in the industry, hopefully you'll remember me. But this is Sam Does Art. I've heard of Sam. I don't know Sam personally, but the work is always pretty cool. Some interesting stuff from Sam here. Let's see what else we got here. Faith Schaefer, Sonia. So you see how the setup of the booths are sometimes? I'll give you guys like my even like personal sort of observations and thoughts behind stuff like this. I've been doing conventions and shows for probably 15 years now. I started at San Diego Comic-Con, and I was always very used to the artist alley setup, and we would have these tables and we put up our prints and books and all that sort of stuff. These days, a lot of artists go pretty much all out. They set up all these huge boards They have all this like stuff like vertically set up, very professional. But one criticism I always kind of had is sometimes booths end up becoming a little bit overwhelming. So it kind of like puts them into a frame, like the artist, like right in the middle. And it's really hard to interact with the artists sometimes because they're kind of like jail celled into their own booth. And so that sort of setup I never really was very fond of. This is a very common like sort of like anime expo sort of like kind of setup, I would say, where they would do like a big rack and a frame and they would put up the prints and all that sort of stuff into it. But then it's like the artist is lost and you can't really even see them or try to approach them. And then some artists, when you approach them, they don't look at you. They're on their phone and chatting with somebody else. And, when you walk up, you want to be able to have a welcoming face coming into there. But then, that's something I've always noticed at those kind of like big anime kind of shows. So again, it's like you walk around here, it's like you don't even know who the artist is. Granted, you're looking for the art and the work. I understand that. But, it doesn't feel as approachable to me sometimes. It doesn't mean the work is bad. They're obviously putting a lot of effort and hard work into their displays. And I recognize that, and I think, again, it does work in many cases. This is just a personal preference thing for me. I just like more of an open spacing, where the artist is like standing, and they can kind of invite you in. But yeah, cool stuff so far. I'm actually looking for maybe a couple students as well that I can maybe spend some time and maybe hang out and talk with a bit more. Sorry, I'm hanging a little bit low, a little bit higher here. I'm hand-holding this, so I apologize because I have no gimbal. It's not stable, so it's a little bit jittery, but my arm is also going to get tired. Yeah, that observations about booth design, that kind of stuff. It's only consideration stuff, it's only things about how I just sort of receive it. And like I said, it can work. Like this is really cool too. Like, she's obviously in the frame of the display, but the work is really pretty, obviously, very colorful, very inviting. And she's very receptive. You can see how she's really good about like engaging, selling, pitching the work. So it's a bit nicer that way. Like this kind of stuff is really good too. It's a bit more open. You can actually see through it. It's still displayed up vertically. And the artist is like right there. This is a really nicely set up one. Beautiful stuff. Great artwork. I don't know who this is. Are you one of the artists here?
Oh, yeah. Hi.
Can I get your name?
Oh, yeah, Sabrina. Hi.
Hi. My name's Peter.
Oh, nice to meet you.
I'm just walking around showing some people, your work and stuff like that. So would you mind introducing yourself a little bit and maybe your work?
Sure. Hi, I'm Sabrina. I'm a biz dev artist and concept artist. I'm currently working in games. But yeah, I do a lot of illustration work as well. I actually graduated from Art Center 2 years ago. Currently, I'm working full-time at Brawlhalla, and I do biz dev work for Disney Lorcana.
Okay. Sabrina, so I taught at Art Center for about 10 years.
Oh, okay.
And were you under the illustration department or entertainment department?
I was actually under entertainment.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
So she was under entertainment department. Was it relatively, I guess, easy for you to look for work, or was it very challenging?
Well, I would say that unfortunately the timing in which I graduated was a really rocky time for the industry, so I would say it's actually quite challenging. But I think the school definitely kind of like helped me sort of know more about the industry and kind of like connect me a little bit more towards like how I should start looking for work and like who I should look for online and like LinkedIn and things like that, and how to like prepare my portfolio. So I think that definitely helped a lot.
Thanks for the information. I appreciate it, Sabrina. Yeah, great work, by the way. Yeah, awesome stuff. So you have a lot of recent students that come out here and do their thing, and they have troubled times, especially a couple of years ago during COVID. They were graduating and there was just no work out there. But for someone like Sabrina, she was able to make it by being very, very having a lot of perseverance, essentially, to commit and to push. And thankfully, Art Center itself was able to support her and really find some opportunities and give her some information about how to like survive out there. The common sort of like response probably would have been the opposite. In terms of like a school not having you prepared. Here's another great artist. This is Melanie Altuna. She's a former student as well too. She does a lot of cool little 3D things. I haven't seen her work in a minute. Melanie, would you mind introducing yourself and showing your work a little bit?
Sure. Are you live?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Hi. I'm Melanie. I'm a character designer. I work in animation. On my free time, I do ceramics. And these are some of the things I have left. So I have this like little garlic eater guy. You can put your garlic cloves in there. I carve a pumpkin that doesn't go bad after Halloween. And then all of these little jars where you can put your cat whiskers or ibuprofen, anything you want. And yeah, this is pretty much it. Thank you, Peter. I love seeing you.
Thanks so much, Melanie. Appreciate that. Always a good friend. Awesome. Good to see you. Benson is really good work as well too. Yeah, is a storyteller, children's book illustrator, professional. Been around the industry for a long time. Amazing work from Benson. Benson, would you mind maybe a minute just introducing yourself? I'm on live right now.
Yeah, sure. Hi. My name is Benson Shum. I'm a Disney animator and a children's book author and illustrator.
Thanks so much, Benson. Appreciate that. It's great work. If you guys want to look up more of his stuff, please do so. Question is, are there any comic manga artists, writers there? So you're not going to find a lot of, let's say, independent writers per se, or even professional writers, because this is going to be much more of a visual sort of convention. There could be visual artists that are writers themselves as well too, but a lot of manga stuff you're not really going to find as much. This is going to be a lot more sort of like animation based on Western feature to series. You may have, sort of like mangaka artists that might be independent, but in terms of like working and publishing, let's say from like Japan or something like that, you're not really going to find, notable individuals from here. Here we have Rembert. You can see what he's doing real quickly. Don't want to bother him too much. I met Rembert a couple years ago here at Lightbox actually, and he introduced himself and showed me his sketchbook, and he's come a long way. He's doing some great stuff now, teaching at Art Center, obviously, pushing his own work. Rembert, would you mind just saying hi real quickly?
Hey, what's up? Is this a live stream or? Oh, hello. Glad to be on. How's everyone doing there?
Yeah, Rembert's doing awesome right now too. But yeah, everyone's just saying hi. And it's great work, by the way. So
thanks for stopping by.
Cool. Thanks. Yeah, this guy's awesome. See some more work. This is a cool display. Backdrop, great lighting, and it's a little bit blown out on the probably the live stream video, but it's cool to see the more of a setup that's kind of like stationary type, shop oriented. No problem. See what else we got here. This is Omar San Cristobal. So his stuff is definitely starts to go away from some of the animated sort of look of things, and he has a lot more of a comic book, graphic novel, more Western feel too. Looks like he's doing some sculpture stuff as well. Loves the 3D work. I love seeing 3D stuff. Sculpture, toys, vinyl toys, sculpts, maquettes. Great stuff from Omar. It's great work, man. Let's see who else we got here. So you start to see the repetitiveness a little bit. Again, independently, all great artists. When you walk around a show like this, though, and I talked about the whole idea of the displays, it all kind of just melds together. It just looks like one person did everything. So, for you guys out there listening on, it's like, if you ever want to move into the field of things like doing convention work and, shows like this and expos, what do you do to separate yourself from the mass? And what can you do to even make it even a 1% difference? Is it something in the presentation? Is it in your work? Is it your communication skills? Is it how you present yourself? There's a lot of things you could potentially do in those small little variables of that 1% that can maybe just slightly kind of have you stand out. I mean, unless you have like a big name already, right? If you have a big reputation, worked in the industry for, God knows how long, that obviously would draw a lot of attention. But if you don't have a name, I started with nothing, right? This is interesting. Chelsea Trousdale. I'm always like captured by 3D stuff. Super cute, but what I'm curious about is like, is this handmade or is this manufactured? So, main concept is asking, you're an independent graphic novelist and wondering if it's worth selling your stuff at Lightbox next year. As a graphic novelist, I think it would be okay, even as an independent, because I think a show like this one here obviously celebrates, the industry, animation, professional artists, but they do invite a lot of young people as well, and they want them to have the experience to be able to share their work and get out there. So I don't think it's actually a bad idea, because Lightbox, attracts a huge crowd, as you can see. And a lot of them are usually very young and students, maybe like yourself potentially. And so that sort of like, connection to a customer base is going to be a little bit easier because they're receptive to like taking on new inspirations. Even if you're a young artist, they have that sort of like, I guess, sense of feel that they can do it themselves too. So if you're there present, it may do really nicely. You never know. But again, I want to go back to Chelsea's work real quickly. I was kind of I want to ask her a question about this manufacturing real fast. Zenny's saying you're from Brazil, but the day you go to Lightbox, you're gonna, please don't do that. Are you Chelsea?
I am.
Do you have a minute real quickly?
Yeah, I do.
I just have a quick question. Is this stuff manufactured or handmade?
This is all handmade.
I'm on live right now, so if you don't mind, if that's okay. Would you mind maybe introducing yourself and talking a bit more about what you do?
Yeah. So I'm Chelsea Trousdale. I'm a character designer, illustrator, and needle felt artist. These are all needle felted sculptures that I've made by hand through a process called needle felting. So you can kind of see over here how that kind of works. It's where you take wool from a sheep and you stab it like 1,000,000 times and it starts to mold it into shapes. So that's what all these are. They're not printed, they're all handmade.
Thank you for your time. It's really amazing work. Yeah. Check out Chelsea's work over here, Chelsea Trousdale. Amazing stuff. Thank you. Some close friends right here, actually. This is Lin Chen and Jeremy. And they're a couple. I've known them for a number of years. Awesome artists, Viz Dev as well. We can just say hi real quickly to them. I'm live right now on YouTube. Can you say hi real quickly? Do you mind?
Hi, everyone. Hello, everyone.
Jeremy, you gotta get on there. You gotta say hi.
Hi.
We're shy people.
That's all right. Thanks, you guys. Appreciate that. But this stuff is amazing. Check it out. Lin Chen. They've been in the industry for a long time. They recently just did a workshop in Australia for CDW. So this stuff is really, really fun. Great process, great educators. As you can see, artists, even professionals, as many years as they've done things, can be very shy. I'm not gonna lie, I come from that same sort of approach, mentality-wise. I was always very shy, introverted. Didn't like being in front of people, but that's just the way it goes. So we're gonna start right over here and take out these people. These are actually former students also. This is Long Shui Chen. This is also a former student as well too. They have a lot of crazy, crazy technical stuff, like drawing-wise, detail. He was one of my craziest best students, Huang Shui. And he now works in the industry. Amazing design work. A lot of mech character. Huang Shui, can you say hi?
Hi, PeterHanStyle. I'm a Long Chen artist. I have a new book this year.
Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate that. But yeah, you want to look up his stuff on Instagram, just look up Long Shui Chen. His work is stunning. There's a page of his book right here.
This is my model.
This is his newest 3D model. This is his design, and he 3D prints it, displays it at the show. These are also small little chibi versions of things. So these are all independently made by the artists, and they model them, design them, 3D print them, and they even sell them here. So these days, the idea of becoming an independent artist is a much better way to become, longevity-wise, make it in the industry, because working for a company is still viable. It's still out there. There's a lot of work that you can potentially find, but the problem is there's only so much space. And so if you can't find work, what do? Best thing to do is make your own stuff, essentially. Yeah. Hey, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Kevin Yan, and currently I work for Mattel, Matchbox for vehicle design, product design. Yeah.
Thank you so much, man. Yeah, he was a former student, did a lot of mentorships with me as well from Art Center days. Amazing designer. Both of these guys are beasts, okay? They'll be out there. They're future rock stars. Thanks, you guys. Let's see, so what else we got here? So you will also see things like fan art. It's not always like independent work. People take known properties and like do their own twists on things like that, and that's fine. People wonder, is it allowed, to create work of existing property and sell it as like prints? If you were like selling millions of copies of prints, it'd be sort of a problem. But honestly, with stuff like this, people love seeing creative takes on characters, and there's no problem with stuff like that. Whether even Mickey Mouse, Disney characters, or Star Wars characters, as a show and convention, because you're only doing a few handful of copies, most companies won't care. So you'll be actually okay. And if you're interested in doing fan art as well, you'll be fine. Another amazing artist, this is Aria. She does mostly 3D sculpture by hand. She was trained and learned a lot from Simon Lee. You'll see a lot of similarity of work a bit. It's great work from Aria. Check out her stuff. Let's keep going down. We're actually almost through we're going through most of the aisles right now, so we're crushing it. So we might as well finish out the last of the aisles with you guys. It's only been 30 minutes, so I wanted to be on maybe for an hour. And we'll head back over to Superani table, and we'll take a seat. Maybe we'll even go to the company hall and see some of the studios that are available today. It's Michael Buffington. You'll see independent people that do also do educational stuff, anatomy, figure. Let's see what else we got here. I don't know why, but I find that so funny. Just the way the artist is just like framed like that, and she's on her phone. Again, probably a great artist. I don't know who she is, but I just find it hilarious. All right, let's walk down the last two aisles. All right. So, again, I haven't really found any other people to really like sit down and maybe have an extension of conversation with just yet, but I think we'll find someone here soon. More print-based things, a lot of stickers. In terms of the kinds of products you're going to see today, mostly prints, a lot of art books, stickers. Sometimes you'll get different things like shirts like this too, kind of cool. A lot of like woodblock print style. You'll see the themes of things. Dylan Chun. Not sure who this is. I'm not familiar with every single artist, so some of them I'm being introduced to for the first time as well.
But like next year,
Let's see, I'm looking for more 3D. I love, here we go. This is Miguel Guerrero. I love 3D stuff. One of my favorite shows to go to is the one here in Pasadena called Monster Palooza. And that one, because I'm a huge collector of figures and monster stuff, I love stuff like this a lot. I just find it so entertaining because I love also painting resin kits. So airbrushing, acrylic painting. So this kind of stuff I'm a sucker for. I always buy this sort of thing. These days, books I rarely buy. Prints, never. Stickers, never. But sculptures? Yeah, I love sculptures. This is Junie Travels. Fun little stuff on the side. Again, I like the cohesion of design, color, material. You know, some of this stuff can be just like bought at like, you know, Ikea's or Amazon stuff, but at least there's attention to things like that, color design and whatnot. This is second to last aisle. Another phone user. Another phone user. You see? When you're at shows, pay attention. Be aware of your surroundings. Welcome your customer. Bring them in. Wave them in if you have to. This is Marsano Studio. Ooh, this is kind of cool. Again, 3D sculpture stuff. This is interesting. Resin model kits. It's great work. Yeah, some really cool sculpts here too. I've seen this stuff before. Oh yeah, I know this. Yeah, the frame setup is almost like a puppet show. I totally agree with you. It's great work, man. It's good to see you. Oh, so this is Quirky Monster. Her work is amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna show some of you guys. And so again, a bit more unique. It's not the typical sort of like, you know, prints and books, but she's actually developing toys and launching a brand and making actual figures and plushies. And this is her design and her original content and IP. And she's, you know, in the industry, a professional, working in the field in film and animation, doing sculpts, and she's so talented. Can you introduce yourself real quickly? I'm live right now. Is that okay?
Hi, my name's Mio. I go by Quirky Monster, and this is my toy line. It's called, these are the little embers. So
thank you so much, Mio. Appreciate that. It's good to see you. Yeah. Awesome work. And that's over there is the legend Steve Wang. I don't want to bother him, but I can call him a friend, which is crazy to me because Steve is one of the original creator and designers of the Predator back in the 80s. And he's done a lot of great film, directing that sort of stuff. And he also directed Guyver, the movie, the first and second one. And I'm actually a huge fan of Steve Wang. But that's his wife also, Mio. And they're together, they work in a studio that they own. And Steve is a legend. To be able to just like say hi to him is like crazy to me. This is nicely set up. Again, great colors, nice displays. You see the table dressing, even the books, the prints, all that sort of stuff. A lot of cohesion and unison. Some nice work here. Got some books as well too. Who's Bree? Are you Bree? Yeah. Would you mind introducing yourself quickly, Bree? My name is Peter Han. I've just been doing a live stream right now, if you don't mind.
Hi, I'm Bree. I'm Bree Paulson. I do graphic novels, but I also illustrate a lot of like fairy tale, dark fantasy stuff on my, just for fun.
Thanks so much, Bree. We're just talking because I love your setup. I think the color cohesion, the design, all the stuff and dressing looks really good. Yeah, nice work. So when I recognize that stuff, I love to, at least give, credit where credit is due. So here's a interesting setup. This is an internal system where they actually put the booth inside. That can always, it's a 50-50 because sometimes people don't want to cross this line. And so everything's inside and you have all the shirts and the prints and the books over here. I've done this in the past myself, but I've always found people are very afraid of crossing this line until you actually like draw them in. Hey, Bobby, how's it going? Do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, yeah, sure.
All right, we got Bobby Chu here real quickly. You can take this if you don't mind.
Oh, okay.
So Bobby's gonna introduce himself real fast.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Lightbox Expo Sunday.
Thanks a lot, Bobby. Appreciate that, man. Always appreciate your efforts. Great show so far. Yeah, thanks a lot.
It's an honor to have the one and only Peter Han here. It's always an honor to have him here.
Right? Thanks a lot, man. Okay, let's take a look at Dave's work. So I'm gonna cross that line. Here I go. And here we have Dave. Just saying hi. Dave, I'm sorry, I don't want to bother real quickly. Can you just introduce yourself real fast?
Hi, I'm David Coleman. I'm a storyboard artist and designer in the film industry, working in live action animation. I'm here at Lightbox 2025, and it's awesome.
Thanks, man. This dude is so cool. His work is amazing, by the way. Go support him. Check him stuff out online. We're supposed to try to do some trips. Yeah. Let's keep going. Another internal booth system. You have the footstep. This is kind of interesting. Got some paws and footsteps in the ground, and we start to see the actual 3D things. Some cool work over here. I got some bags and jewelry. A little bit unique, different than typical to what the animation show is. Here we have Sketch Wallet. I actually like their products a lot. I haven't done a review yet. I've been meaning to. I actually carry one still to this day. This stuff is great. Can you do a quick introduction of yourself with Sketch Wallet?
Absolutely. Ralph Thomas with Sketch Wallet. The idea is to always have a sketchbook with you. You can put it in your wallet, or you can just throw one of these little books in your pocket. That's the idea. Loving the show.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. I'm actually going to show you my wallet real quickly here, too.
Oh, dude, awesome. Love it. Woo.
That's my wallet. Used up. Appreciate it, man. Sorry, it's a bit clunky right now. My hands are full. Here we have Pernille Oram, very good friend, lives out now in Kenya, Nairobi. She's come all the way out here, originally from Denmark. Professional, been in the industry for who knows how long now, probably been like 15, 20 years. But her work is stunning, great person. Just wanted to say hi to her. Here's Liana He. Her work is also awesome too. Yeah, but yeah, we'll just check them out real quickly. They're obviously interacting. This is Liana He stuff. Very, what's the best way to put it? Magical? There's a lot of Disney stuff as well. A lot of character work. She's been around quite a while, doing a lot of her stuff. It's a nice booth setup right here. This is Megan, former student actually, Art Center. She also does a lot of plushie work, designs of her own, independent sort of property. Stationery as well here, stickers, prints. Her stuff is awesome. You guys should also support and look her up. Megan, can you do a quick introduction, Megan?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Hi, my name is Megan. I'm an illustrator and I'm also a teacher, and this is my stuff.
Thanks so much, Megan. Her work is great. That's her partner, helper, assistant, Izzy. Let's keep going. This is actually the last aisle, so we're almost complete. Almost complete. And then we'll kind of go over to the main studios and see what they got going. So here, this, I'm sure some of you guys who follow me, this is Amber's work, and Amber Aki Huang, my wife. She's not here right now. And she's always like out doing something because she's got like talks and events and meeting people and making business calls and all that sort of stuff. So she's running her own business and she pushes her deer cat property really well, and she's trying to make it out there on her own. So, that's why I think we get along, because she's ambitious, she's driven, and she pushes hard, works hard. So that's Amber's stuff. And no problem, you guys. Appreciate it for hanging out and kind of watching the live stream. Have I ever drawn on napkins? I used to run this thing on Facebook years and years ago, and it's still actually on Facebook today still, but it's closed. It's called Napkin Sketch. So I used to draw on napkins all the time when I would go eat at the cafe or something like that, and I would leave the napkin on the table. And so I would take a picture of it and post it on Instagram, and it was a napkin sketch. So that's something I actually ran for years and years on Facebook. So right here, this is Stuart Ng Books. That's my boy over there, Terrence. What's up, Terrence? That's Stuart Ng right there. I'm doing some live stream, Stuart. Would you mind introducing yourself? Can you introduce yourself real quickly?
Oh, hi, I'm Stuart. Hi, I'm Stuart, the bookseller here, and a huge fan of Peter's.
Yeah, they run a store out here in Southern California. Great bookstore. It's a trap, though. If you ever go there, you're going to spend money, so be careful when you go there. But Stuart's an awesome dude, great collector, awesome friend. Thanks, Stuart. This is the actual bookstore in the corner. So a lot of students will come here trying to look for rare books, art books. They might have my book here somewhere because they bought the last box of it. Let's take a look at what they have right now. This line looks pretty cool. I've seen this before. But, oh, yeah, the question about toilet paper. I've drawn on napkins, but I've never drawn on toilet paper. Some cool books. That's an interesting one. Great cover, nice colors. But again, I don't really buy books that much anymore these days. Just to tell you guys. Only kind of books that I buy these days are antique books. Or sketchbooks. But I support people purchasing them because if I was a young student again, oh my gosh, I'd be buying books left and right. Here's a shelf full of interesting stuff as well. Again, it's a artist death trap coming in here. All right, so that's actually the very last aisle. Let's walk up to the very front again. And I actually want to walk real quickly into the kind of the professional hall where all the studios and stuff exist, the companies and whatnot. Maybe we can either talk to somebody there or at least just kind of take a quick look as to like what's even available. Now you can kind of see the traffic. Do I check IG DMs? Not really. Sorry. If I get DMs from people that I know, maybe I won't respond, but typically I'm not always like actively looking through it. I'm gonna look at some comments and stuff like that. Apologies, but that's because you can imagine, I'm sure there must be like, a load of messages that are trying to get access to me, but it's like, I think some people will let me know they actually DM me that are talking to me in person, and I'll look for it because we're trying to connect or something like that. But typically, I'm not perusing through DMs that much. Sorry. Here's an animebooks.com, another bookstore. This is going to be mostly just anime-esque books, as it says. That's all right. Riot Games is here. Will I be doing also a live stream sketching? Today, probably not. We're just doing a walkthrough through Lightbox. I may not be doing some sketching. I have a 2 o'clock demo and a talk, but unfortunately those are not live stream. So yeah, sorry. Got a lot of counseling, feedback, reviews. So the one thing about Lightbox that is also quite nice is that you do get a lot of this. which is like sessions of feedback. Great work over here too. Awesome books from drawingforce.com. So feedback and portfolio reviews are very common, and people even come up to me all the time asking, "Oh, can I just look? Can you look at my sketchbook? Can you look at my portfolio? Can you look at this or that?" And so it's always fun. This is Bryce Coe. He's always got the massive booth. You can kind of see his work. And by the way, I apologize if I missed a question, because on the chat window on my phone, it will pop up and like disappear. So I didn't get a chance to read that last one. So if you want to ask again, please do so. My hands are kind of full right now with the mic, so I can't click back on the chat to get access to it. So sorry, guys. So let's walk into the professional area. This is the Super Ronnie booth again. We're back to the front. Okay, here. The question was, you've asked on IG about the times of the lives and if they're going to be on weekends as well. Oh, okay. So on weekends, typically I don't really do live streams. I only do them on weekdays. And again, it's kind of a pop-up. So it usually just, it's on the time when I'm free. So I'll just like put it on Instagram live, the stories that is, when I'm going to go up there, 10 minutes, 15 minutes before, and I'll pop in. But unfortunately, I don't really do a lot of weekend ones because that's my time to relax. So, I'm teaching most of the weekdays, and whenever I get a chance, I will try to also do a weekend stream once in a while, but it's not very common. This is Andrea. Andrea is an amazing maquette sculptor. I purchased one of his How to Train Your Dragon sculptures. He does maquettes for animation. The first time I went to Lightbox was the very first time I went there. Was 2019. The very first show. It's the first time I went. Andrea's amazing dragon work. This is the one I have. So badass. Is Andrea. Great work. Amazing artist. So here we have Sony Pictures Animation. So you can start to see the lines. And the lines are for portfolio reviews. And the portfolio reviews are to, just to get feedback based on where they're at. If it's possible to even get things like networking. Schools are also going to be present. Art Center is here. Other studios, some smaller, some bigger. Here's WB, Warner Brothers. Yeah, I understand if you're, international and in Europe or Asia, the times in which I go live stream may not be very appropriate for people that are out there. So that is the unfortunate aspect of living in different parts of the world. But it's like, I think the one things I will try to also do in the future is maybe try to change the time of when I do the live stream. So instead of being late in the evening, maybe I'll try one in the morning. Here's Bento Box. They're based here in Southern California. It's a great studio. Actually, they hire a lot of students from Art Center most of the times. So you see the line for portfolio reviews. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get a chance to talk to somebody at the studio because they're busy talking to students. So we're going to keep moving. Here with more tech, 3D printing company. Yeah, apologies for the stream's internet feed. It might be a little bit slow in this room, so we might get out of here because if the internet's not that great, we're going to try to get to a different spot. Before we leave, though, this is Evolution. I like this place, this particular booth a lot. Evolution does a lot of these creature, animal, human anatomy sculptures, and so they have some really beautiful work. A lot of these will be, 3D sculpted, printed in resin. Great for anatomy, sort of like references. But yeah, let's get out of here because the internet right now is crappy inside this room. This is they call it the dungeon, basically, because it's like a dark room. And a lot of the big names are in here in terms of companies, but preferably as artists, we don't want to be in here. Let's go back to the main hall. Apologies for the feed delay and lag and sound. And what we're going to do is head back to Super Ronnie. And we may just sit at the table. Hopefully the feed starts to pick up again a little bit more. Well, actually, you know what? We're going to go this way. This is an interesting one. This is a company called Cottonwood Arts. This is where a lot of the sketchbooks, paper, print is also made. I use their work a lot, or stuff a lot, that is. This is a small mom and pop shop. These are the owners. They just do it out of the garage. Let me know if the feed's starting to come back. Actually, you know what? Let's walk out. That's it. way the internet established is a better connection, but we can also see just what's going on outside. So you guys saw the inside of the convention center. Let's take a look at the exterior. So this is the exterior hall. This is where people will check in. This is in Pasadena, like I said. So this is separated into several buildings, just to give you guys some ideas of logistics and stuff. So now we're outside. So in Pasadena right now, this particular side of the convention center is where all the artists were, where we just came out of, obviously. And this building into the middle is where they do a lot of the presentations, talks, panels. Let's try to go to the one on this side. So we're gonna head over to the area where they do where I'm actually gonna do the talk. I actually want to see it myself, just so I can get a sense of the space. And then they also do the portfolio reviews on this side as well too. Again, apologies for the shakiness of the camera because I don't have a gimbal on me. The gimbal I did have died on me, so I'm hand holding. So bear with it best you can, please. We'll see if they even allow me in. Give me 1 second. Let me see. I'm an exhibitor. I have a 2 p.m. presentation. Okay, cool. They're gonna let me in. So cool. That's what happens when you got the badge, exhibitor badge. You can go in. So here's gives you an idea what the panels look like. We'll kind of stay quiet.
However, sometimes the character can make sterile choices if it's part of their character, if it's built into the script. So it can be intentional as opposed to, but it has to not be your fault.
So these are how some of the presentations are set up. So I'm going to be, I believe, in this room. It's a pretty big room. I was hoping there was a big wall I can set up with a big piece of paper, but it doesn't look to be the case. It looks like they're also letting people sit down. It's pretty crazy. So to get into some of these lectures and talks can be a little bit challenging because the lines get super long. This is the portfolio review area. So I did one the other day. So what you will do is, right there, how's it going? Not today. But yeah, this is the portfolio review section. So I did one the other day. So students come in, lottery based as well too, but also signing up. First come, first serve, and you can get your portfolio review. Let's go back out. Okay. So let's try to go to maybe back inside actually. Because I don't want to walk all the way over to the center to just look at some panel rooms that we can access. We're going to go through the back end of the Lightbox Expo. You'll see people sketching, drawing like this, which is kind of cool. So this is the kind of stuff I think as students, what you should be doing is sharing your experiences. I see her sitting there, and I actually don't want to bother her because, with people that are sketching on their own, you probably know how it feels, but socially it can be a little bit awkward, especially if you're not comfortable. For me, if I'm drawing, I have no problems talking to people. But stuff like this visual right here to me kind of represents Lightbox. This girl who I have no idea who she is, she's sketching right now on her own. And she's taking advantage of this, great place to just observe and be inspired and create and that sort of stuff. And, I like seeing that because it's this idea of just sitting there to be just draw because you want to draw. And when you come to these sort of shows and you see people just sitting there drawing, approach them and draw with them if you want to. Maybe she'll be adverse to not doing so, but at the same time, if it's a young student like yourself or otherwise, the idea of being able to share, hopefully it can be okay for you. But I'm also on this edge. I kind of want to approach her and talk to her. Should I? Chat? Should I?
Do you want me to call you?
I'll wait and see if there's any comments. Before I do so, there's a friend of mine over here. This is Hyung Tae. Can you introduce yourself? I'm live right now. Live? Introduce? You want to introduce yourself? Can you?
I don't know.
Don't worry about it. You're fine. Sorry. I just hang out with a friend. Okay, you know what? I'm going to talk to her real quickly. Go to the booth. Okay. So let's talk to her. Do you mind if I sit with you real quickly? My name's Peter. I'm with the Cipriani crew. And, I've been drawing and I've been teaching 15 years. I'm doing a live stream right now. Are you okay with me, asking you some questions?
Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely. Oh, thank you.
Can I get your name?
My name is Jay.
Jay? What are you doing right now?
I am drawing that police officer over there.
She's observational drawing. Great. What do you think of the show?
I thought it's amazing. I've been here all 3 days, and I'm really glad that I got to come out for the second year in a row. Sorry. I just had a portfolio review. It went really well. Yeah.
How was it?
It was great. It was very helpful, very informative. It made me feel good about where I'm going in my career.
Yeah. Where are you coming from?
I came from Detroit, Michigan.
Is that right? I've actually met several people from Detroit recently.
Yeah.
The show. So there's a lot
Yeah,
of people come from
we probably all went to the same school.
Exactly right. What school is that?
The College for Creative Studies.
Can you show your sketch real quick?
I can. Let's see. It's not all safe for work. Is that okay?
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
All right. So I've got some life studies in here. I've been focusing a lot lately on just drawing from live observational stuff. I feel like it helps a lot with fluidity. These sketches right here are from a project I did a while back. It was like a 24-hour challenge to make a short film. So this was like the ideation storyboard stage. Yeah.
Amazing work.
Thank you.
How much longer do you have in school?
I graduated last year.
You graduated last year.
Yeah.
So how's it right now? Are you looking for work, or are you just kind of pushing more?
I am looking for work, yeah. I've been doing some freelance stuff, just commission-based art, but yeah, I'm looking for work in the animation industry right now.
So you're here to like network and find some
Yeah,
people?
yeah.
So it's been a positive experience so far?
Absolutely, yeah.
Great. Can I get your name again?
My name is Jay.
Jay, what's your Instagram?
My Instagram,
Do you have an Instagram?
I do. My Instagram is Jay's Dominion.
Jay's Dominion, great.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Jay. Appreciate that. Support her work. Her work is awesome. Again, I love people here coming here just sketching and drawing, sharing their stuff. And when you guys come together in shows like this, draw together as well too. But if you're also just drawing by yourself, absorb that experience, absorb that inspiration. That's what these shows are for. I'm glad to have met you. Thank you again for your time, okay? Appreciate it. All right, that's it. That's kind of I would say, the real thing, Like stuff like this is fine, like coming here and like buying stuff and looking at prints and meeting professionals. But the pros are not your real network. You're like, they're 20 years in advance of you and they're gonna forget you. You can give them a business card and like, hey, I hope we can talk and send you an email and I'm looking for work, but it's like, they get like hundreds of them from other kids. And the real connection is like you just sitting down with a person just sketching right there and like, hey, where are you from? What are you doing? And they might break into the industry. If she gets work, maybe in like the next 6 months or a year, and you become friends with her, she could be an in, because then maybe their art director's looking for somebody else and she might remember you. That's how that works. Approach people, just talk to them. They all want to talk to you. They all want to speak to somebody and they want to draw too. So that's the true essence of Lightbox, in my opinion, in any sort of convention or show. And that's what Superani is to me, because all the crew that's over here at Superani are just friends. We just wanted to draw together and we just happened to create and they just happened to publish my book. That's, again, like I said, the purity of creation, of being an artist. So in any case, we're back over here at Superani booth. Let's actually say hi to Eliza real quickly. We'll give it a second. Lisa, I'm live streaming right now. Would you mind introducing yourself real quickly?
Hi. I'm Eliza. Hello. Hello, Peter World. Yes. It is a drawing. Oh, work-wise? I am, what am I doing? I'm doing some character design for a show that I can't talk about.
Yeah, that's fine.
But, and just my own stuff. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Eliza. Appreciate that. This is her great book. Check it out online. Available superanius.com. As always, sorry, I'm also trying to be that businessman, pitching stuff and selling things as per usual. But anyways, we're back at the booth. I'm gonna go sit down, hang out, draw more. Will I do a live stream or something like this here today? I'm not sure. We'll see. If I do, maybe after my talk. And if that's gonna happen, that's gonna be a few hours from now. So keep attention to the Instagram stories, and we'll catch you next time. It's already been an hour already, so I hope you guys have some fun walking around Lightbox Expo, and hopefully it entices you to come back and see the show yourself in person. And I will see you all in the live stream in my own place, maybe after the show in the coming week, and we'll have a chance to talk more then. So in any case, thank you guys for your time, and also your guys' patience for my live streams in the future, and I will speak to you again real soon. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.